Hey, Rick.
Hey, Tom, Bill, what's going on?
Doing well, and you?
I'm doing well. Can't complain. Tom, you got your snowblower out?
I didn't need it. It only snowed about 4 inches, and it did it over 3 days, so it kept
Oh,
melting,
goodness. I kept
which is
thinking,
good because I didn't want to get the snow blower out.
yeah, what you see up on the news, it looks like, my God, like New York and on up above.
Oh, yeah. See, we were right on the edge. We lucked out because,
That's
it
what-
was below us. It
Hey,
wasn't
David.
snowing, and above us it was. Hey, Dave.
Hey,
Hello,
Dave.
Tom.
Hey, Dave,
Bill, Rick.
I got the strangest thing. I tried to answer your email, and I had this problem once before, and I
Yeah.
answer it, and then it kicks back. I take your email and I go,
Why?
I would go reply,
Yeah.
and then it kicks it back.
And isn't it strange because you're not getting a kickback when you send out the broadcast?
Right. That's what I'm supposed to, I think
Yeah.
is so crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. It's it probably is because that that address still has SBC Global, which is kind of an old one, But that should make any difference.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway. So did you have fun with your snowblower?
Well, I didn't have to use the snow
I
blower.
just asked the same thing.
We had that's what I wrote you about. We were kind of at the edge. And north, it was snowing a lot. And with us, it snowed about 4 or 5 inches, but over 3 days. So it would melt,
Yeah.
and then it would snow some more, and it would melt. And it was good because the snow blower is kind of a pain in the ass.
I bet.
So farther on up, like New York, they got a lot of snow.
Oh, man. Yeah. And my sister-in-law, who spends, has been spending some time in New Hampshire with her kids. I mean, it was like 15 inches.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, they get it a lot. And she's a New Orleans girl. She's like, holy shit, what's going on?
in New Orleans, if they get a half an inch, they close the city.
Yeah, I remember.
It's just like, stay home.
A state of emergency.
Hey, Dave, did you get a new iPad or something? Because it looks great.
Me?
David.
David. Okay.
Oh, no, it's my computer. I just got the lighting just right.
Oh, okay. Well, it looks good.
Yeah, I tell you what, North Carolina is where it's at. I mean, this Western North Carolina, because you get some snow. It looks pretty. Before you know it, though, it's off. It's melted off the street, or at higher elevations, they got maybe 6 or 7
Well,
inches.
you're real close to the mountains, right? So
Yeah, I mean we're in the mountains, but and it works really good. Is that
Mr. McBride.
Kent McBride?
Kent?
Is that Kent McBride, the one and only?
The man, the myth, the legend.
my God? Good to see you, Kent.
Hey, Kent, how's it going, man?
Wow.
Yeah. It's good to see you, Mr. McBride.
Yeah.
Blank.
And it's not even
Oh.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Hey, happy Friday.
Happy
Happy
Always.
Friday.
Another week.
Always. Yeah.
Cheers.
I am hoisting a chilled Euphrates mustache
All right.
Hey.
Excellent.
you.
Yeah.
street in New Orleans.
I've got my mug here, but I don't have any. My beer's in my hand. I got my mug.
Well, Kent, we were just talking about snow. So are you up
Yes,
to your behindy in snow?
No, we're way behind snow this year in Denver. The mountains we're started out with a shitload of snow, and then it kind of slowed down, and they're getting a bunch of snow, but it's missing us.
Ah,
So it's when it comes right straight from the west, the snow catches all the mountains because they're so high, and Denver gets very little.
uh-huh.
When a front swings around to the Baja and then up to the south or the north and goes toward the mountains, then we get a shitload of snow. And we've got half as much this winter as we're supposed to have.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Yeah,
I
that's.
know. I
that's
guess the Breckenridge, Aspen, all those places are getting a lot, huh?
Yeah, they're getting a lot. Yeah. So if you're skiing, or want to go to the ski areas, they're doing fine, but we're not. So which is okay with me because I don't ski anymore. As I know, body parts wear out. You can't.
We already have 100% of our average.
Yeah.
1 inch.
None. Zero. You live
Zero,
here,
yeah.
New Orleans. It doesn't snow.
No. Bill, they say we may get. It's conceivable to get up here and across part, maybe New Orleans. I don't know exactly. Maybe up to could be an inch of snow next weekend.
That's what they keep
Maybe.
saying.
I think that's pretty doubtful, but they say it's a sneaking possibility.
They say it'll get cold enough. It's just a matter if they're going to have enough moisture to do it, you know.
Yeah, it's going to get down to 21, I think, Friday night or Thursday night or Saturday night. One of them, I don't know.
Jesus,
Of course, that's
we
a
used
week
to live
away.
in Baton Rouge. Every time it would go below freezing, they would tell you to turn on the faucet, let it drip.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you would do that, as soon as everybody would do that, the water pressure would go down and it would stop dripping.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then those
Perfect
pipes
system.
underneath the house would just freeze.
Yeah.
And then the plumbers would make a fortune.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and when I left New Orleans, there wasn't a really good weather forecaster anymore, like we used to have, huh?
Nash Roberts.
Oh, Nation is Magic Marker retired.
Right.
You know, where he
Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't beat him.
I bet if
Okay.
Nash came back from the dead with his magic marker, everybody would watch him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he had it down. He knew about the hurricanes. You could just draw those
Drag
things.
them out
He
of
was right.
retirement for hurricanes, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they should
You know,
do
Bonnie
that.
and I finally got scheduled to get our first round of vaccines
Oh,
on
good.
Monday. So
Saw that. That's great.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Sandra and I have had our first one. We're scheduled, I don't know, the end of this month for our second one.
yeah,
Which one are you getting, Moderna or Pfizer?
they do. I think it's pronounced Pfizer.
Pfizer,
Yeah, it has a P on it. Pfizer.
Pfizer.
Pfizer. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Tom, you haven't had yours yet, huh?
I got one yesterday.
Oh,
Finally.
did you really?
Yeah.
Way to go.
It's, we had something scheduled for the same day, but then it was in a different county. And then we found out they weren't going to let us get it because we weren't from that county.
Yeah.
We said, okay, that's fine. And then about a week ago, Emily's girlfriend calls her at 4 a.m. and says, get on the Safeway site. They've opened it up. So she gets on the Safeway site and everything's closed, and she picks one out in the middle of nowhere, Oxon Hill, Maryland. And she gets two of them. So we went yesterday and got the shot.
No
Wow.
problem. No long waits or nothing.
No, we were the first ones there, but I mean, they do one every 15 minutes. And if you got like 8 hours, that's like 32 shots. So they're not going to make a dent.
And we had it at a hospital, and there was no way. We just went in, and nobody.
Yeah. It's really bad here because a whole lot of people can't get their shots.
Yeah.
We just happened to luck out that somebody called and said, hey, check this one, because we had been on all these other sites and it just wasn't working.
What about you, Kent? Y'all had any? Have you had any shots?
We've got a problem with supply like everybody else does.
Yeah.
And my, I'm not 70 yet, so that takes me into a different category. On Monday, we open up here for people 65 and older, but there's no supply anyway. It doesn't make a difference if it's open if there's no supply. And that's the hardest part. This logic says that if you
Hey, Snake.
if you need a whole bunch of if you got 3 million population, you're going to need 6 million shots, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just logic, and whoever ordered it didn't do a good job. So here, but even they keep running out, and so people in some areas, and so it's very hard. My son-in-law is a deputy sheriff, and he hasn't got his shots. They haven't even got all the first responders done because there's no vaccine. So
in the whole Denver area, like it's just hard. It's hard right now.
It's hit or miss, and some hospitals, the hospitals are doing better, but they did a thing at the Rocky Stadium, Coors Field last weekend, or week before last. They did 10,000 people in one day.
Wow.
That's what they got a whole bunch of stuff, but they didn't. But they were fortunate because it was a big hospital system that got allocated a whole bunch as a test to see if that would work. So they want to do that more in 10 locations, but there's no vaccine.
Yeah.
So
well, that's what it is here in North Carolina. They opened it up for people 65, and they still haven't finished the people 75 and up.
Yeah.
So and when I've called, I've confirmed that we're on the list, but they can't tell us where on the list. In the neighboring county where Asheville is, somebody that I know there says, they confirmed they're on the list, but they're 10,010 or something like that. I mean, I think I think all the vaccine must have gone to the eastern part, to Raleigh and the Charlotte and that kind of stuff.
Heavily
They
populated.
figured the hillbillies out here, we'd manage.
You just brew some in the still or something, huh?
Yeah.
And one of the problems they had here is that they sent a bunch of vaccine out into northeastern Colorado because it's where a lot of people who are essential workers, as in farm workers, people that do grow our food, and they're trying to get them vaccinated. Most of those are immigrants, and they don't trust the government to not experiment like they did with the black people in the Tuskegee experiment.
Yeah.
And so a whole bunch of people from Denver were driving and going to 2 or 3 or 4 little towns out there and trying to get shots, which doesn't sound real fair.
Yeah.
But there's a lot. There's cultural stuff. There's people. There's supply shortages, and then there's logistics. And like the governor said the other day, if I don't know till Tuesday that I'm going to have 50,000 doses, how can you schedule that ahead of time to have enough people to give the shots, let alone enough people to sign up and take the shots?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's a real
Making it up as we go along.
it's a cluster, they say.
I've been on the list for probably 2 weeks with Kaiser here in Lakewood, Colorado, and and I'm way over the age limit.
You haven't been able to get it yet, huh?
Am I?
Oh,
Yeah, Kent, I don't think you met Snake before. Snake's a couple
Yeah,
from Colorado.
Snake.
My roommate.
Huh?
I met
You're roommates.
Okay, never mind.
We
Okay,
were roommates in New York.
I just haven't seen him forever.
never mind. Never mind.
Ken McBride, you're alive.
Apparently, yes, I am.
Glad to see you, man.
And kicking.
And the rest of you.
Hey, you're alive too.
Hey, sometimes.
They're all the roommates.
That's kind of why I think we're keeping up these calls, right? To kind of keep
you
tabs.
sure we're alive?
Who's still alive?
Yeah.
Well, after you listen to Jeff a while, when he talks about death all the time, I was thinking, well, maybe I keep these calls up because I'm going to be the last one alive. And I'm going to be sitting here on a Friday afternoon with my Zoom, and it's just me.
You'll be the last Zoomer standing. Huh?
The last Zoomer standing.
I tell you, with Jeff, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. I mean,
I got to the point where it's
Kinda
just
laugh.
Jeff being
makes
funny.
fun of it all the time. So,
He's supposedly in hospice care, but at home, right? Supposedly.
yeah.
He's in
He's in a-
assisted living of some kind.
He's in some kind of a retirement home or something.
Yeah.
no, it's a
Yeah.
hospice actually. He lives in a hospice facility.
Oh,
It is a
okay.
hospice.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, because he said that he just has some people show up.
Yeah,
Like
see, my
3
mom was
times
in
a
a
week.
retirement home, and then she had hospice come in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's-
that's what I
he-
thought.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
So, yeah, that's
God
what
bless hospice.
I
though.
got. He was all on hospice now. Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's what, I mean, my mother had the good kind. She had a brain tumor, and she was with it, but not with it sometimes. And she had this. I walked in one day at the hospice time, when hospice was in there, and here's this guy, like this 30-year-old preacher with a harmonica around his strap and his guitar playing her show tunes. And to the day she died, she thought he was hot for her, and I wasn't going to break her, We were over there on a Sunday, and they had dinner or something, and she wanted 3 desserts. And Emily said, "Well, should we let her have 3?" I said, "What the hell? Let her have as much she wants. She doesn't have that much longer to live."
Yeah, well, I was caring for my mom till she died at her house, and we'd watch old movies. And a lot of times she didn't know a lot of people who they were. But anytime I remember watching a Robert Mitchum movie came on, she says, "Robert Mitchum, get me a glass of wine."
Yeah,
Girls, they always like those bad boys, Maybe that's my problem. I was always a good boy,
that's my problem.
A couple of years ago in New Orleans, I had tried being a hospice volunteer, go sit with people. And the first and only case I had, because what happened? I don't know, we moved or something. But the first and only case I had, I go to the door, and anybody remember the young lady, Charlie?
Yeah. Remember Charlie?
Yeah.
There she is at the door. We're standing, Charlie, dude. And it was her father that was on hospice.
Uh,
So, I had stayed with him for a while, but then I forget what changed. And of course, eventually he died. But
yeah.
yeah, hospice is, from my exposure to it, is where it's at.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it allows you to stay in a comfortable situation, not being all hooked up to tubes in a hospital and all that. They just treat your symptoms and that's it,
Yeah, Dad was in a hospice place, but he was maybe 3 or 4 weeks before he finally died there, and it was beautiful. I mean, nicer than any hotel you would ever see. All this was really nice, but he said, son, still just a damn nursing home.
Yeah. Well, no, we did it at home for both my parents, so.
Yeah. It was a really nice place up in Memphis where he was. But
anyway.
Hey, Ken, are you still in North Denver?
Yeah, I'm in Arvada. Yep.
Yeah, I'm still in Lakewood, so.
So y'all were roommates, huh?
All three of them.
Kent
Yeah,
and
with
Kent
Mike.
and Snake and I in New York.
And Mike, all three of you?
Yeah.
Huh.
Must have been crazy up there, huh? So, yeah. So Kent,
It worked out.
you're the only one that didn't play instrument though, huh?
Kazoos.
Right. I played the
Skin
kazoo.
flute.
Huh? Yeah.
I now play the CD player
Yeah.
and the digital player. I play the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's fun.
Well, if we
So-
want, I got some more of Billy's videos from him.
Yeah.
From the place, and I optimized the video clip, Billy. So let's see if it works any
It
better.
worked better. Okay.
New York, from New York.
Watch your step. Hail, hail, the gang's all here for the Alabama Jubilee. Oh yeah. Woo! Doolin Mandrill. Watch your step, watch your step.
Tip a canoe and your waiter too.
Really?
Okay, did that work?
That
was
worked
good.
great.
Much better. Yeah.
Okay, 'cause I can't see
Hey,
it.
Chris.
It still looks a little jerky. It looks better when you insert the video on the
Yeah, I got that, but can you at least see it and hear
Oh,
it
yeah.
good enough at
Yeah.
home?
Yeah, it came out good.
It wasn't all jumpy and jerky like it
it
was.
strobes a
before.
little bit.
Yeah.
It looks a lot
Chris.
better. Yeah. I wish I knew how they made them.
Hello, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
How you doing, gang?
What's up?
Well, that was a great video.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy did some good
If
work.
anybody
though.
wants to message me like on Facebook, I can send you the Google Drive link because I have a bunch of stuff in there and you can download it to your own computer or whatever. It play back a lot smoother,
Mhm.
Sure.
There's a lot more material in there. So
Now, what was that technical part?
what?
Send you what?
On Facebook, you just send a message to me and because I don't want to put my Google Drive link just out,
Uh-huh. Oh,
to the
that's-
general.
Just send them a message on Facebook Messenger. in
Yeah,
other
if you
words.
send me a Facebook message, I will send you the link to the Google Drive.
Hmm.
David's still
Okay.
going, "What? Yeah, sure."
Yeah, because that's just well, but and for some reason I have trouble with the Facebook messaging.
Oh, you do?
It
Okay.
doesn't always work for me.
Yeah,
Don't know what
if
the
if
problem
you
is.
go to like if you go to my page on it and then you click message and you hit it, then you just type me a message.
Okay. Yeah. I'll give it a whirl. I tell you what, that
Let us,
clip that you showed, I mean, it was great, and that's the mustache at its finest, and certainly was the time of my life was right under my nose there. But I mean,
Hey, Mike.
to be
Mike.
inundated with that. Hey, Mike,
Mike?
to be inundated with that, to be in the midst of
Oh,
that.
hey.
It's,
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad you couldn't be there. It was great,
who was that on tuba? That wasn't Peter, was
No.
No.
in that video.
oh, that wasn't
Well,
Pete.
that wasn't
It
Pete.
wasn't Peter, was it?
No, not Peter.
Just wondering. He looked like him a little bit, but I couldn't really tell.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm good, Snake. How you doing, man?
Hang in there.
Saw a couple of pictures of you the other day, sitting down next to Jerry Goodnight on one of them and next to Bob Vanasek on the other one.
Uh-huh.
That's been a while ago,
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
That would have been 60, 67, 68, something like that.
Right in there.
Because still sitting down.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
Long time ago.
I don't know if this picture will pop up, but I was gonna. I've been practicing on my new instrument. I was gonna see if I could. I don't know if I can share it or not.
Practicing on your instrument.
That's what I was with.
practicing on my new instrument. I was gonna see if I could work it into the band here. But,
Oh, good.
What's that called, Billy?
I could play 12th Street Rag on that sucker.
With your foot.
That's right, with my foot. Okay.
That's a good
Jesus.
boy.
My
Jesus.
son got drunk the other day and ordered a didgeridoo.
Did he?
It was one of those, how you used to do late night infomercials. You'd call and get shit.
Yeah.
You-
Yeah, my son has one and can actually play the thing.
Really?
Isn't it just kind of like a low drone kind of sound to it?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes a special lip and breath to make it work, I think. I couldn't.
I thought maybe play it like a kazoo.
Giant kazoo.
Yeah. Huh.
So, Billy, you trying to
Wow.
put something up or is it not working?
No, I just put it up. You didn't see it?
Okay.
No, I took it down already. It was just a crazy picture I had of a guy with a horn the size of a building.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't? I'm sorry. Okay.
That's all right.
How are things in Arkansas, Mike?
Things are great. Things are great. Clear, a little cool. It's supposed to get real cold next week. The highs
Yeah.
and the teens. And
You're getting the polar
Um,
vortex.
yeah, I'm telling you. But we're doing good. We got plenty of wood. We've been stocking up on firewood. And, we split some, stacked some today. And we're doing good. Yeah, man.
They shipping you any vaccine?
I'm sorry?
Are they shipping you any vaccine?
No, I don't think so. Not yet.
Not so much here in Western North Carolina either.
I got on the waiting list at one place and they said, that's good. You got 1,000 people in front of you.
Lord.
I got my first shot last Friday.
It's what?
I got my first shot last Friday and I get the second one on February 26th.
Right.
Good deal. Good
How'd it
deal.
go?
You, Mike.
Hey, Barry. What's up,
Hello,
Barry?
Barry.
Hey, Barry.
What's going on, y'all?
Come on.
Is
Hey,
that
Earl, say
Ken
hello.
there? Welcome back, Ken.
Hey, thank you. How you doing?
Good old good-looking guy.
There's Barry.
Mr.
Great.
Keating with a mustache.
Classic, a little bit scary.
I think I have to grow a mustache. I look good with one.
Yeah. I think what you need to do is make your eyes bigger, though.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Yeah. That's funny.
And look, we got Snake with us again today. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Oh
Look
goodness.
at this.
Yeah, what? John Leonard, Fred, Eddie,
Fred, young
who
Ed.
else?
That's
Oh, did
that's
you
Kevin
see?
Kevin
something-
Monahan,
And Chardonnay House.
Chard Niehaus, Mad Dog.
Chard. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Girls,
And Fred, and that's Fast Eddie behind Fred.
Yeah.
And you see
girl without
Chard,
the girl without the glasses is Chris Nelson.
but Chardonnay House, the guy in the front row sitting down, I
Yeah.
would say all the beer chuggers we ever had, I think he was the fastest I ever saw.
Really? Okay.
Really.
He was the fastest I ever saw. I mean, he'd take that 8 ounces of beer in a quarter of a second.
Wow.
John. Who's out in the front next to Chard? Who is that? I don't recognize him.
That must be just a customer, I guess. He got a flashlight under his nose. I don't know.
He
who-
looks familiar. He looks familiar, but
Who's that up top left?
That's
the,
Ed.
no,
No, top
no, no.
left here. No, this
I
is
mean,
Kevin Monahan.
oh, okay.
And
That's who
then,
that is. Yeah.
and then Fred, and I don't know the girls though. And
Well, I know
John.
the
John
one in the white dress with that's Chris Nelson. I know who that is.
Yeah.
Dated her a bit. I don't know who the
The
other
girl
one is.
ain't the one
You
that
dated a lot of people there, Rick. So
Well,
is that other girl the one that Mad Dog married? The one with her arm around Mad Dog?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't remember that. I think I would need to be drinking to remember better.
Oh, okay. It looks like just a photocopy of an old picture. I just was going through some old stuff I had on my computer. Okay.
Chard Niehaus, my goodness. Whatever happened to him? I wonder.
He was probably a judge too, like Tim Shea or something.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Judge Shea. Ooh.
Judge Shea. Tim had you sent him a link, huh?
What'd you say, Mike?
How you doing, man?
Mike Gentry and Mike Johnson.
Yep,
Yep.
double trouble.
Invited by Mike.
No,
we lost Kent there. He went away.
we
So
lost Kent. I see
He'll come
Chris.
back.
Chris,
He's there.
hey,
He's
Chris.
just-
How you doing, Barry?
Doing good. Good to see all y'all.
Oh, okay.
We got
there's
all
Dottie in the background.
Yeah, that's Dottie on another call. Yeah. It's Grand Central Station around here.
Yeah.
So Barry,
You
you
ain't
still
getting-
you having your family get-togethers every Sunday?
Well, since my dad got sick, I didn't tell you my dad has been sick.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm
So
sorry.
we stopped him for a while here. Yeah, my dad is he's bedridden now. He's dementia setting in
Oh no.
and he can't
Oh,
walk.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
he had
sorry,
a mini,
Barry.
a mini stroke kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
But he's 93, so he's we having a tough time with him.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. 93?
Yeah, he's 93, and so it's keeping us all busy,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a shame, man. You never know, It's 93. You lived a good long life so far. Maybe keep going for a while.
We got some. Just in this call, we got a few that are getting pretty old too, like me.
You guys are old.
Like Ken. Look at Ken. Ken still looks young.
Oh, kid's a child. What are you
So
talking
I'm the
about?
youngest guy here, probably.
That's a puppy.
The
He
baby.
calls you Mr. Barry.
Yeah.
I
And when
gotta
Bonnie
be the oldest.
50th reunion, Bonnie and I were at the check-in desk, and the band was already playing in the bar, and stuff like that. And some people behind us asked me, says, "Is this an old person's convention?"
That's
What
love.
did you
Oh.
say?
Speaking of old people, remember when we do the beer barrel poker with the barrels?
Yeah.
We all go in the back and pick up the empty beer kegs, right?
Yeah.
And there was invariably a new guy, and we'd say, point him to the full one. Take that-
I think Billy and I did that with Chard one night.
Yeah, that was a shame, you know. He had a poor guy his first night with a full keg of beer.
Yeah, well,
Coming out that night with a hernia.
Wow, tell you.
That was a shame.
Yeah.
Hey, that'd be hard work now, picking up a empty keg and running around a bar, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
No, we were talking about Shard earlier. I remember Shard one time forgot to lower the beer keg when he was heading through the door, and it ricocheted off the door frame and landed on his head.
Oh, it happened to me one time. And I chipped a tooth
Yeah, it's like,
back in the day, you know,
yeah.
but it wasn't a full one. It was an empty one.
Sure that what is it? The safety OSHA, something like that, would have appreciated having a bunch of drunk waiters running around with
So Rick, did you tell your dentist that you chipped your tooth nibbling on a beer keg?
It's just, yeah, running around beer,
What
banging
happened, right?
head-
One of the
head-
front teeth.
over the top of our customers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll tell you, couldn't do it now. It's hard enough to lift a glass of beer now.
Yeah.
Much less a keg.
My father is a fireman. He puts out fires. Home.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, I guess.
What kind of weather you got down there, Barry?
It's cold down here.
Is it raining? We're getting rain here. Of course, we're only 40 miles away, so
Cold and not rainy, but bleak.
it's been raining here all afternoon.
Sounds like
And
great
last
New
night.
Orleans weather to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cold.
Yeah, the mayor closed down the entire French Quarter and city, closed she's had a press conference today, Friday,
Saw that.
Mardi Gras, all the way through Mardi Gras Day. Every bar in the city is closed. Not even selling to-go drinks or anything, and they're blocked off the French Quarter.
You have to go through like a checkpoint to get in the quarter or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. I suppose, yeah.
God.
Or at least, I don't know what they're just trying to do something. You saw what happened last Saturday night on Bourbon Street.
Yeah, I think she was afraid because they said, oddly enough, they said that New Orleans hotels, some of them were 60% booked for Mardi Gras, which is very unusual. So why these people were coming, I have no idea. Unless they were planning to hang around on Bourbon Street,
Well, there
What
wasn't any
happened
place
last
open.
weekend?
Oh, it looked like Mardi Gras Day. I mean, down on Bourbon Street there. All these
Really?
people were partying, dancing. It was jam packed. No one wearing masks or nothing.
Mhm.
So that's why they're closing everything for Mardi Gras.
Mhm.
And
Wow.
the Friday before Mardi Gras is traditionally the biggest day for live bands because all those clubs have their luncheons and stuff. And I've played the Friday before Mardi Gras for the past, 17 or 18 years straight down there. And this year I didn't get a call.
A lot of them aren't having their balls or big parties or luncheons or anything, huh?
Gee, I don't know. I got a message on my phone just now saying, can I do a job October 2nd? Yeah, October 2nd.
October?
Yeah.
Good grief.
Yeah.
Did you tell him you have to check your calendar?
Yeah. October 2nd. And the only reason I got it because I had played their engagement party and for their wedding, and now they're having an anniversary party, and they requested the same musicians. That's the only reason.
What anniversary is it? Like the 30th?
I don't even know. I don't know.
Wow.
They called the band leader, and the band leader texted me. But so my next job officially is October 2nd.
We don't want to rest up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give you a chance to warm up, Barry.
Yeah.
Learn a few songs.
October 2nd. Jesus.
October 2nd. It
So
was
7
funny.
months away.
It was funny getting a text message. This is about an hour ago. Can you play a job on October 2nd? How are you free?
Yeah.
No, what they meant was, are you free?
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Oh, there we go.
Well, you were free, but you weren't easy, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Golly.
I'm just glad this all didn't happen 20 years ago because I'd be
Oh,
really
Jesus.
screwed. But
Yeah, I'm glad this didn't happen back in the early to mid 70s.
Or if it would, yeah, if it would have happened when we were at the Mustache, I mean,
Oh, wow.
you know, to tell me to stay away would have been tough, or to stay home.
Yeah. Well,
Kent and I were living on Desire Street,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
Good neighbor.
yeah,
Back in the day, I made a lot of money that Mardi Gras week. You know, from that
Especially Friday through Tuesday. Yeah, especially.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was busy.
So last week I was watching my favorite TV show, the Lawrence Welk Show. Okay, to show you how old I am, and they had Joanne Castle playing the piano. You know who she is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Joanne Castle was all the mustache when the band would take a break or when there was no band on the bandstand. That recorded music was Joanne Castle at the New Orleans
Really?
Club anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
That ragtime piano stuff was all Joanne Castle.
Yeah, I didn't know who played it. Yeah.
And I started thinking that we grew up with red and white vests or blue and white vests and Joanne Castle. And then I don't know who changed it. It was David or Roger or whoever, but we put on regular clothes instead of stripes. And they changed from Joanne Castle to Back in the Saddle Again.
Yeah, that back in the saddle part, that was some influence of Rogers, but I don't remember the change. I would have never had us change from the stripes. I thought that was perfect.
I thought that came from Joel.
Yeah.
We changed from red and white to like street clothes with suspenders.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the suspenders.
And then they changed the music, you know, from Joanne Castle. I thought that was sacrilege. But
Yeah.
I was just a banjo player back then. I didn't have too much say so, but I thought it was horrible.
Some of those vests are getting kind of ripe though. The way to take them off and leave them in the back, and you come in the next night with your white shirt and your black pants, and you try to find a vest, it's shaking them out, you know.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
things growing in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's a long time ago. Jesus.
Yep.
The cats would sleep on them and everything.
Moody left her mark, huh?
Yeah,
When I was born, the Dead Sea was just sick.
Say it again.
I say, when I was born, the Dead Sea was just sick.
Oh, it was just
Who's Ira?
Go
Hey,
ahead,
Ira.
Snake.
Ira.
Ira.
There he is.
Oh, Ira.
What'd you say, Ira?
Hey, guys.
Hey,
What's
what's up?
up? What's
Hey,
up?
everybody. Everybody get their shots?
I did.
Some of
So
it.
far, got one.
Scheduled
I
for
got-
Monday for my first one.
I
I
got
got both of mine.
You
I
got
got
the
mine
second one?
yesterday. Sore arm this morning, but other than that, no big deal.
I had a sore arm too, and I was really tired, but that was only for one day.
For the second one?
The second shot, yeah.
But Ira, you look wide awake now.
Yeah, I'm half asleep.
I don't know, with this crew, they'll put you to sleep for sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
that's why we need Jeff here. He'll keep us up.
yeah. Well, since we don't have Jeff, how about another video?
Yeah.
Jeff
Yeah,
will
that
talk
sounds
about
good.
dying again.
How you gonna keep on down on the farm after they see Mary? How you gonna keep them away from Broadway, dancing around, taking the town? How you gonna keep them away from home? That's a mystery. They'll never wanna see a rake or a plow, but who the hell can parley through a crowd? How you gonna keep them down on the farm after they see Mary?
Triple
After they see
Yeah. That's
All
what we
right.
did. The bars.
Yeah, thank you, Bob.
Yeah.
Remember that rehearsal was the worst rehearsal we ever been part of. And we went out on the stage that night and did a pretty good job.
Fun.
Oh, that night was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Boy.
Ira, how come you weren't up there singing with Roger and them?
What's that?
How come you weren't singing How You Gonna Keep Them Down on the Farm?
I actually did at Carnegie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
At Carnegie, yeah.
you didn't want to do the rehearsal. You just want to do the real.
No, I don't have to rehearse.
Oh, okay.
yeah. They confined us to the audience, though. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll start rehearsing soon for the reunion we're having. When? June?
Yeah, right.
Hold your breath.
Yeah, I
You got
know.
a sick extension?
Has Joel said anything further about it?
I haven't seen Joel on any of these lately.
No, he's been incommunicado for a while.
Yeah.
He was here 3 or 4 weeks ago, Tom. I think it was the last.
He sent me a text after he saw the memorial to, the stuff with John, when we were all talking about John, and he asked me to put a text on the video, but that's all I heard from him was 2 lines.
Yeah. I found some old mustache pictures, but who are these guys here? Let's say.
That's Bill Higbee and Joe.
Gene LeBeau. Gene LeBeau.
No,
Gene LeBeau.
no,
Gene
no,
Roof.
that's, I think, Joe Edmonds.
No, that's Gene Roof.
No, that's Gene LeBeau.
Yeah,
Really?
that's Gene.
That's not who John McClernand said it was.
Well, John's wrong. That's Gene LeBeau.
Really? Okay, I know that's Higbee.
Yes.
Yeah, because he's left-handed.
Right. And that must be the Point Pleasant Club.
They all had a family night.
I'd give my right arm to be ambidextrous.
Yeah.
So what was the tuba player's name?
Gene LeBeau.
Gene LeBeau, okay.
He was known as Gene Roof. Roof.
He played more trombone than tuba.
Okay.
I think Joe Petrocelli bought that tuba from him years ago and still has it.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see
Correct.
what,
That's correct.
McClernand watches the video after each movie. Let's see what he says when you guys say that was not Joe Edmonds.
That's what I was going to say. I'm going to get an email.
And
Yeah.
Gene LeBeau is also, he's the guy that played with the New Orleans group for Carnegie. The picture's right behind me. I know y'all can't see it, but Gene is also the guy that plays trombone with me and Mike and Danny when we do the riverboat things.
So he plays trombone and tuba.
Yeah, he's more of a trombone player, but
Yeah.
he certainly does tuba also. In fact, right now, as we speak, he's playing at Six Flags over Texas right now.
Uh-huh.
Really?
They're open. They're open there.
Six-
The theme park is open, yeah.
Huh.
Wow.
Is
Hey, guys, I was in the middle of a job when I came up here, and I'd love to talk to you again, and I will next Friday, but I got to help my wife do some stuff. So y'all have a good day.
Okay.
Take care, Mike.
Take care, Mike.
Good to see you,
I'm
Mike.
glad you got to
Sure,
see
Mike.
us.
Yeah, I know the
Bye-bye.
pleasure was yours. I know.
Bye, Mike.
All right.
Take care,
Now we
Mike.
can talk about Mike.
Now we can talk about Mike. Yeah.
Talk about Mike, yeah.
Are the theme parks in Florida open? Disney World and
I don't know,
Universal?
but I don't know, but Disney World, is Disneyland in California still closed?
I think in California it's closed. I think in Florida it's open.
Yeah, I think so.
But Universal down there, I guess it's open too.
Florida's open. Dottie she sit down at the other end of the table, said Florida is open.
Wow.
I'll be busy up there in Tampa this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all.
I'll ask it. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
There's a minor league football game.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Wow. Yeah. How many fans
Where's
they left?
Where's Joan been? She hasn't been around in a couple of weeks.
She tried last week,
She
but it
tried.
didn't work.
Last week.
Was
but
that
she
last
got-
week, Tom?
Yeah.
She quits.
She's
because she
tried a
didn't
couple
hear
times.
Anybody.
And I told
She
her
can't get her
last
audio
try to
to work.
use her phone. Because Christian's using his phone and it looks great. But
Yeah,
she has
that
trouble with her
picture's fine.
computer.
It's just the person that's in it that's a mess.
Let me ask something. In last week's discussion, the New Orleans guys, we're talking about the responsibilities, of the head waiter, the second waiter, and the third waiter, and all that. I'm asking, I guess, Mike Johnson and Ira, did the other clubs have those same manual, the same responsibilities and break it up like that?
Yeah, I think so. I think we did in Denver, but I don't remember too much exactly how it worked. But after you mentioned that last week, that sounded very familiar. Yes.
We had a first waiter in New York. There was a first waiter, and then a bartender, of course, and a pourer. The pourer just handled the beer.
What about the waiters under, besides the first waiter? What happened? In other words, in New Orleans, the first waiter got first pick of their section, number one.
Right.
Stayed the whole night. They're the ones that had to wash the ashtrays afterward. And they got paid a little bit more and all that. The second waiter got the second choice of tables and had to run the film machine.
Yeah.
They get to knock off first if they wanted. Then the third waiter had their third choice, and so on.
Well, in New York, we had the choices, yeah, and the first waiter decided when the second waiter was called on and the third waiter was called on. They didn't all go on at once.
I got you.
Yeah.
That was a little change.
And the film was usually run by in New York at least, by the side bartender.
Yeah, but see, our film was kind of in the back of the house, and it was kind of up in this little
climb a ladder in the middle of the audience.
Yeah, Ira knows that. He remembers that.
But supposedly, it was Keith Yorston who had a little tete in there or something.
No, Keith Yorston was in the back room on top of 2,000 empty mustache mugs or something.
Oh, okay.
Like
I think it was James McGivern that won that award that year.
Somebody did get in. Somebody
In
did
New Orleans. In New Orleans.
That was James McGivern.
James McGivern got
Was
up.
it James?
The,
It was James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will Soto won one year in New Orleans.
I'm
We
still
had
a
this
Facebook
contest. You got
fan.
$25 if you had an intercourse with some young woman in a strangest place in the club during Mardi Gras.
Yeah. But it had to be witnessed. I mean, you couldn't just.
Will Soto got it in 73 or 75. I don't remember which.
Yeah, and
year.
Will Soto was sitting right next to me while it was happening, and I didn't realize it.
Well, that's
That's why he was called Buffalo Will, because it happened. That's why he was called Buffalo Will, because it happened over under the buffalo on that.
Under the
train
buffalo.
where you put our cold drinks.
My God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of
Those were good times.
Chris,
Tom,
did
do you
you
have-
ever
do you
make
have-
it
do you
down
have
from Mardi
James-
Gras? Chris,
What's that?
I'm asking Chris if you ever made it down from Mardi Gras.
No, I didn't. That's one of the clubs that I never got to visit. I got to see Boston and certainly the two Jersey clubs and Chicago. And where else?
In New
I
York.
never saw Chicago.
Oh yeah, New York. I love the New York club so much that on my nights off playing, I used to work the back bar. And you're right.
Really?
I had to run the films when I was
Right,
working the
because the
back
phone
bar,
projector was right above the side bar.
right above the
Right.
of the bar. Yeah.
Did you have Teddy at the throttle there too?
Teddy at the throttle.
Teddy at the throttle.
What's
the
that?
dog, the dog trying to
That
save
was
the
the,
woman.
that was the film,
from
one of the films.
the railroad track.
I don't know. We used to run like Laurel and Hardy's and,
Yeah.
and
I think the
Charlie
Marx
Chaplin.
Brothers too.
I think that
Chris.
was Buster Keaton, Bill, wasn't maybe?
No, which one do you mean? About Teddy at the throttle?
Who was that?
And we did have a Buster Keaton, and we also had W.C. Fields, the dentist, where he would climb, trying to pull that woman.
And the people loved him.
oh yeah.
Now, let me
Chris,
ask you.
during
this.
Mardi Gras, you just wouldn't leave the club for 3 or 4 days.
I actually had the film from the New York club till I moved out to Florida 4 years ago. I had it in a big canister.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The New York
Got rid
club,
of
the
it.
side bar was round as opposed to straight like in New Orleans. It was a round
Yeah,
bar.
it was like a it was round, right?
Yeah.
I have a
We
picture
had
here
that big,
somewhere if I could find it.
remember, Chris, the big iron statue on the sidebar?
I remember.
Big
I do.
iron statue.
And I remember at the end of the night, I thought it was so strange because I had to weigh all of the kegs.
Right,
And
you had to go
you had to-
downstairs.
And you do an over or under pour report on the next day.
Yeah.
Keith
We had to weigh
Ramsdale was the manager, and he would always say to me, "You got to pour a little heavier, Fenimore."
Oh,
Well,
There was a scale down there and you would hoist the keg up.
Yep.
In the beer room and weigh it.
now we used to have to take them off and then put it on the scale physically, in the beer. We had I think
No, we had a-
beer kegs 2 or 3 high in that beer cooler we had.
Yeah.
We had to hoist them up onto a
Was the
scale.
scale, was the scale in the cooler, Bill? I don't remember.
We had a scale. We had a scale
was in-
in the.
It was in the cooler.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Cooler
Right.
that you shared with
It was in the
Andy.
cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
And
Denver, we took a thing for the beer tap that screwed on and drilled a hole in it. The pump was off, but we drilled a hole in it and put a big eye bolt in it, and then had a tripod built with a fish scale. So you just hook it up and pull on the rope, and the scale weighed it, and you just set it back down. It worked well.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we had to weigh the liquor bottles and wine bottles at the end of every
Yeah.
shift as well.
they called it cooperage at
Yeah.
Mustache. Yeah.
Yeah, we had to weigh the liquor bottles too, didn't we, David? I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to weigh the liquor
Remember that.
before and after.
Right.
And if you
Before
didn't
that.
pour the ounce right, you wouldn't be able to be bartender anymore.
Right.
Your numbers were off.
Like it to come out.
So
pretty
on a
close.
Saturday night when there was a good looking girl and you're feeding her, vodka and tonics or something, there was
You did
somebody
that?
that was getting very little drinks.
So
Yeah,
last
I never did that.
Of course not. Of course not. I wouldn't think you would.
Last week, we were talking about which clubs had food, and New Orleans really didn't have a standardized food menu just for special occasions, but New York had food. Did New York club need food for their license? Because when I was there, I don't think we had food.
You had to have food to have a New York liquor license.
Yeah.
Is that right? But when I was playing there, Ira, when you were the manager, there was no food. Russ was gone.
Yeah, but then he was replaced though.
Was he? I don't remember having burgers and all that when I was there in 75. Now, when I
Yeah,
was
I
there in
think so.
72, when I worked there in 72, Russ was there and they had burgers and stuff,
Right.
but not in 75.
Really? I don't remember that. I know Ron Fuller got rid of Russ. Ron Fuller from the Denver club.
Right.
Denver, we had to serve some kind of food for the liquor license, but we just kept some hot dogs and buns and some potato chips in a little kitchen area in the back with a grill. And people wanted to order something, we'd tell them, hey, it'll take an hour and a half to warm up the grill. We can go across the street to the brass killer and get you something and be back in about 20 minutes. And but if
In New
somebody,
York, we had a pretty
if
good menu in New York, Barry, remember?
But in New York, the burgers were a decent bar burger. I mean,
Right.
they really were good.
It was good. The food was good. Russ took care of it.
Yeah.
Yep. Good old Russ.
Yeah.
He used to
Well,
have to go up to the Cape Cod Club in the summer.
Russ used to make
Well,
like a
nobody ever
family
went down to
dinner.
the Mustache to eat.
What's that, Chris?
Russ used to make a family dinner for the waiters and musicians who didn't have someplace else to go. So we'd get into the club a little bit early, and he would have made like chicken or beef stew or something like that.
Really?
We would sit
really?
around and eat. It was really
That was
nice.
before my time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm going mid 60s here, is
Russ was there a long time.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
might be- Chris, you might have the longest tenure today. All the rest of us started maybe late 60s.
I started
But
like
I only lasted about
1970.
I only lasted about 4
71.
years.
Mhm.
You know.
Well, I think they had the guys that started at the beginning and probably went till like 67, 68 and all. And then the rest of us, like the rest of us on this screen, started around 68, 69, 70 till the end.
Yeah.
It's kind of two camps.
But you know who was there a long
Old-timers and the
time?
newcomers.
John Barada was there a long time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, like Gim, who's not with us today, but Gim started at the beginning.
Oh yeah. He was way in the beginning. When it was still a Red Garter. Yeah.
I think,
Wow.
what's his name? Jeff was at the beginning.
Yeah, Jeff said he was there in the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early
Early 60s, I think he said. Yeah.
Does anybody remember a guy who used to play in the New York club? And I lost track of whatever happened to him. His name was Jerry Garcia, of all things.
Another
Yeah,
name.
washboard player.
Yeah.
He was a wash.
I know the
Yeah.
name.
Well, I tell
It
you
is-
what, one time
Jerry
David,
Garcia.
David Kay and I. David was the manager of New Orleans Club. I was the band leader, and we took a trip to Ruby Reds in Atlanta to see what they were doing.
Oh,
And that's where he was
where-
playing. Jerry Garcia was playing a washboard there that night.
for Ron Bizel. Yeah.
He was with Ron Bizel and Peanuts and all those guys, and they were playing in Atlanta. And I imagine that was 74, David, 74?
That sounds about
73?
right.
I
Yeah.
think 74.
We had Ruby Reds in New Orleans. They didn't have a jazz band, I don't think. Huh?
Well, it was the same name of the club, but it was a different company entirely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. They made good burgers, though. Ruby Reds on Esplanade.
They were up on Esplanade. Oh, they were the best. Yeah.
Great.
They were good. But the Ruby Reds in Underground Atlanta was the exact same thing as the Mustache, huh, David?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Exact same thing. You been there, Chris?
Oh yeah. I went once to see Ron, and another time I was down in Atlanta, and he came to the hotel I was staying in because I used to travel a lot more with public broadcasting, and our annual meetings were occasionally in Atlanta.
Well, you could tell a difference between the Ruby Reds in Atlanta and the Mustache in New Orleans or New York. They're the same exact thing.
Oh yeah.
Really?
I'd say the closest we had in New Orleans might have been Shakey's.
I started at
Shakey's was
Shakey's Pizza.
Shakey's from California, right?
They had a jazz band.
Sacramento. We
They
started
showed
in
old
Sacramento.
movies and they had a jazz band playing at the Shakey's on Veterans. And I remember the band would sometimes, if there was a slow night, they would just call out to the audience, pick up pizza 43.
Well, we had a Red Garter, Bill. Remember down the road, down the street, about
we
2
did.
blocks from Bourbon.
It closed soon after you and I started, though.
Yeah,
You were
in
there waiting
71,
to get
72,
down. Yeah.
maybe it closed, something 71, something like that. It was there when it first
I still
started.
have a Red Garter mug somebody left in the Mustache, and I brought it home with me.
Red Garter.
Yeah, Red Garter mug.
Oh, really?
They used to
That
make
mug,
them buy
yeah.
mugs there too, like we made them buy Mustache cups.
The Red Garter in New York was about 6-8 blocks away. It was actually in the East Village.
Did all the Mustache clubs make the people buy the mug and then have to, if you wanted a beer in New
You
Orleans,
did not have to buy the mug in New
you had
York.
to buy a mug.
Not in Denver.
Then you could cash
Not
it
in
in.
New York either.
Yeah. I
Really?
think that's why on eBay you see a lot of New Orleans Mustache mugs.
And most of the mugs on eBay are all from New Orleans.
Yeah, that's right, because we made
And
everybody
everybody
that wanted a beer
complained
in
when we
New
make them
Orleans
buy
a
them, but they never turned them in.
They were good souvenirs.
Yeah, that
Same
was
thing. Pat
big.
O'Brien's does the same thing with the Hurricane.
Yeah.
In New Orleans, if you bought a single beer, not a pitcher, but a single beer, you'd have to buy the mug along with the single beer, and you could cash the mug back in if you wanted to, but nobody did.
Yeah.
So it was a slick way of selling a mug.
Yeah, not in New York. New York, you could buy the mug, I think was 75 cents for the beer. And I think the Mustache cup was $1.25, if I remember
Right.
right.
Well, that's the same prices.
Could be.
It was
Denver, you could, they'd hang them on the wall and put numbers on the bottom of it. You could leave your mug there and come back in. Whenever you came in, you'd get your mug down from the wall, or the bartender would get it and then fill it up for you. The prices were always cheaper for the beer after you bought a mug.
That was the mug, they called it the mug club.
The mug club.
Good idea.
Well, I tell you, I'd hate to drink out of a mug they left hanging in the New Orleans club.
Yeah, really.
Because the rats would get up there too, up on the ceiling.
The rats would be fighting the roaches for it. Yeah.
Unless they
Wow.
ski and cleaned them or something.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure.
Yeah, I remember you'd always come and pick up a whole bunch of mugs. Everybody wanted a refill, and everybody said, "You're gonna give us the same mugs back?" Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. Mine didn't have lipstick on it. You sure?
Imagine if they had COVID back then, jeez.
Oh
Oh,
Lord.
wow.
No.
Man.
No, I used to do stupid stuff. Like sometimes if you're trying to make change and you got beers and stuff, I would sometimes, if I had a large bill, I'd put it in my teeth while I'm making change. And everybody says, "Everybody go, oh," and I said, "Come on, man." Yes. Not chewing on it.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, COVID would have changed the mustache a lot, but
Yeah, it
Well-
would have been closed.
yeah.
Been closed for at least for a while. We'd had a lot of time to clean it inside. We could have cleaned it with
Yeah.
a toothbrush, every inch of it.
Yeah.
They would have done
Remember back
25%
then?
capacity.
And back then for tips, it was all hard money, mostly hard money, and a little bit of soft money, paper money. Can you imagine that now? If we got hard money, we'd get pissed off. You got a quarter for a tip.
I'd make them take the change from me. I wouldn't give it to them.
Yeah, yeah.
You put it in your hat.
Yeah.
You put it in your hat. Put the hat in front of them.
And you hold
I
it.
think just a mental thing for the people. They're not giving me a tip. They're having to take money away from me. You know, so
No, I thought it was a smart idea.
you make those little puppy dog eyes at them like, I did okay. I mean, I went to 4 years through college working at your father's mustache. I got married. We had a baby. I paid cash at the hospital because we had no insurance. You know, in fact, I took a cut in pay when I got a job out of college working at a television station. I told Bonnie, you realize I was making more money working at the mustache than I am now, and it was nice being able to go home with money in your pocket every night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was afraid to tell my father how much I made at the mustache because I knew it was twice as much as he had ever made in a week. I didn't want to tell him.
I don't know what mustache you worked at. When I started, it was like $20, $22 a night.
Oh, we got paid by the hour. I think it was $1.10 an hour.
No, I'm talking about playing music, but
And in the band?
waiting
Oh.
tables, yeah, I didn't make hardly any. It was all tips almost.
Really? I thought you did pretty good on tips.
Oh no, I did good. I did well on tips, but that's where the money was. It wasn't from the money that the club was paying us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Denver was $1 an hour in tips, and the tips sucked. They were really terrible.
Y'all didn't make tips good up there? No.
See, we
Well, the
did.
best thing in New York, if you did the Sullivan Show, it was $6.
$6.
You got $6 doing Sullivan.
But in New Orleans, if you had the guys that are on the line today, I'm looking at them, Kent and David and Rick and Billy and Tom. I mean, all those guys knew how to hustle.
Yeah,
You
we
know?
made good money.
We made good money. When I was waiting tables, I made pretty good money too. In fact, I might have been making more waiting tables than playing side banjo at the beginning.
Kent and I came from a resort in Missouri, and we used to carry their bags to the room, and then you'd have this key with a fob on it. And I'd have my thumb on that fob, and if a couple bucks didn't cross that palm, that thumb never moved from that fob. They'd be pulling the key.
Hey, you talk about making money. My son tends bar at the airport, and before COVID, he's on just one of the terminals, and he makes between $500 and $700 a day.
Yeah.
A day?
Because of airport prices and the turnover. People come in, they have a beer, they're gone. You know, the airport prices are $7 or whatever for a beer. They throw them at $10. You know, and guys have been there for 20 years since the airport opened who hate it but won't leave because they can't find any place where they make as much money.
Yeah.
Hey,
Days, you know, when we had a big night, we made $50 or $75, or Mardi Gras, New Year's Eve, Super Bowl, Sugar Bowl, whatever, and made more than that. And he makes like 5 times, 6 times. He made $1,000 one night.
Oh my God.
good
Wow.
grief.
So
So there's a lot of, I guess, airport
The
bars, a lot of
70s
turnover.
now.
Jesus.
It's hard to give that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the good old days.
Yeah. I think everybody in the world would have to work for tips for a while. You know, they would have a different appreciation of service and also how to deal with people. I learned much more about dealing with people working at the mustache than I did in college. I guarantee that.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You can converse with a drunk Frenchman or a large Swedish guy, huh, Tom?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy and I were throwing out the Swedish guy once, and Billy said, "Hey, I'm glad you're with me." And I said, "Billy, if this guy starts swinging, we're both going down."
You gotta watch out for this
To be the
become
muscle.
sweet.
But all you had to do was put. We had a lot of sailors. We had a lot of these big, burly sailors.
We had sailors too. The
And all you had to
Norwegian
do was keep
sailors
them
was-
moving. You kept them moving. But now Kent was the best. He got pissed off at these 2 shark guys from Alabama one night. and it's like 3 a.m, and they will not leave the club. They're the only people there. We're trying to close. They just will not leave. They're being real assholes. So finally, and Bourbon Street was closed off. There were no cars to a certain time. So Kent picks one of them up. He's pissed off. He throws him out the door. You hear the brakes squeal, and Kent turns around and says, "Oh shit, they've opened up the street." It was great.
The guy crashed right into the side of a cab. He actually tried to sue your father's mustache, threatened to, and then I forget what happened, but somebody somewhere that worked for Joel said, if you do this, then we'll tell them why you were really thrown out. And they never heard from the guy again. I'll never forget that. He tried to hit me. And I was talking the guy down, and finally, after about the 5th time he swung at me, I said, all right, it's time to end this shit. And
I remember one time we had to throw someone out of there that you had passed him by, and he poured a pitcher of beer down your back of your pants. You remember that?
Oh, vaguely, yeah.
I remember that. It was an older guy. I mean, but he just poured it. So we grabbed him and his wife and chunked him out.
So one night, Ira, you might remember this one. So one night, the New York club is closing. We said last call for alcohol and all that stuff. And up there playing, and they had this Marine that ordered a pitcher of beer by himself sitting at the table. He was about half finished. So the place closes, the band finishes, and he's still sitting there with half a pitcher drinking, and the waiters are putting the chairs on the tables and stuff like that. And Timmy Shea goes over there. You remember this, Ira? He says,
no, but I remember Timmy Shea.
He says to the Marine, "Okay, asshole, you gotta go." The guy
Timmy Shea said that?
Yeah, the guy stood up and punched him right in the face and knocked him out. You don't remember that, Ira?
No, I don't remember that. But I could picture that happening because Timmy Shea was a skinny little guy.
Yeah.
Now he's a fucking judge.
He became a judge, yeah.
Judge Shea. He's a federal judge, I think.
I don't know what he is.
I think he was. He was
a bad judgment
he's in
on
Florida.
that guy.
He's in Florida. He's a federal judge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the only person Joe Terra didn't like.
When I was in the New York club, we had a waiter. His name was Sal Randazzo.
All right, Sal Randazzi.
And he was very good at emptying the club out, if I remember. I remember one night he was trying to impress somebody who wouldn't get up, and he took a chair, turned it around, and bashed it, smattered this chair on his head, and the splinters were going everywhere. And everybody just got up and walked out.
But I heard stories about it.
With all the drinking and craziness that went down, we didn't have that many fights in the mustache, any of them.
No, we didn't.
Amazing. Yeah.
A couple. Nothing. It wasn't like a nightly thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when we played in Wildwood, New Jersey, that was a huge nightclub, huh, Ira?
That was big.
It was huge. And everybody that came in, all of South Philly, they thought they were Rocky.
Yeah, South Philly, right.
They thought they were Rocky. So what Jimmy Kane did, the owner, he got the toughest, biggest guys to be bouncers. Remember that, Ira? And
yeah, what was that?
They're at every door. There was about 6 or 7 of them a night. Their job was to be a bouncer.
Wow.
And guess what? There was no fights in there. Never.
Yeah, I remember the doorman. What was his name? I forgot his name.
Yeah, but they were big guys. I mean, real big guys and tough guys. And all they did was stood there. If any shit broke out, they were on and got it out of there, period.
I don't remember too much shit going on in Wildwood.
Never. They never did because they had the biggest, ugliest guys that stand by all the doors.
I played at a place called Good Time Charlie's in Seaside Heights, New Jersey. And that was a real bucket of blood. About 4 times a night, we'd end up playing we would play the the Gillette fight song, and bodies were going this way and that.
Oh, wow.
Hey, everybody, I'm gonna need to take off here, and it's good to see all of you.
Okay, Mike.
Hey, Mike,
Mike, good to see you.
Yeah, Mike.
stay warm in Colorado.
Yep.
Stay warm.
Oh, it's a little
Right.
chilly today, but it's not too bad. We haven't had a lot of snow down here in Denver this year, but they're getting dumped in the mountains, so that's good for skiing. But I need to take off, but I'll see you all next week. Stay healthy, everybody.
Okay.
Well, so, Mike, see you next
Bye,
week.
Mike.
I'll be all
Yeah.
set by then.
I'm gonna have to let y'all go too. But Tom, do you have James McGivern's email address?
Well, yeah,
I
I'll
have
send
it,
it
I
to you.
think. I'm
But
gonna-
I don't. He never answers. He never joins us, but I send it to him every
Oh,
week.
so you do have McGivern's? Okay. 'Cause
I'll send you what I
maybe-
have.
Rick, you can message him on Facebook. He's on Facebook.
Yeah.
I know that.
Oh, I know. I saw him the last time I saw him was when he retired from Charlie's
Harry's place.
Harry Bar. Yeah, I mean, he retired. We went to his retirement party there, and that was funny. But I'll see if I can reach him again and see if I can get him to join. That'd be funny. I mean, he should have some good stories.
Did I read right that they're closing every bar in New Orleans for Mardi Gras?
Starting
All
Wow.
bars.
Friday through
Yes.
Tuesday.
It's not the whole time, but it's just Friday through.
Friday through Tuesday from 7 at night till 6 the next morning or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Take care, guys. See you next week. Stay
Okay,
healthy.
Rick.
Yeah, Rick.
All right.
It's all closed, Ira.
Yeah, what was that?
Everyone,
that
huh?
bar in Key West, y'all were talking about that. Y'all was talking about Captain.
Captain Tony's.
Tony's.
Because Will Soto was talking about a book they wrote about. They said it's the oldest bar in Florida.
I read the book.
Oh, you did?
I read the book
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get that.
Hey, Bill,
Was he a waiter? He was a waiter, right?
Yeah, Will Soto was a waiter at the Mustache. He won one of the Keith Yorston contests. too.
Buffalo Will.
Buffalo Will. That's right.
hey, Bill,
When I read the book, it was easy reading. You read it, Barry?
I did.
Yeah. It was real easy reading.
It was the story of Captain Tony.
Bill, how do I get how do I get a hold of you on Facebook? I want to get those links.
It's under my name's on. It's under Bill Blank. Or if Tom sends me your email address, I could just send you the link directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you do that, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah. But if you can
You
hook
can
up
also, I think, can't you just look on the emails that I send out because everybody's listed on there?
Yeah.
I guess I could do that. I could do that. Okay.
I'll send you to you, Bill.
Chris,
Okay, no,
Chris
it's
isn't
on there
listed.
already. I guess I just never did look at the entire header before.
Chris, you're not listed on the email list.
I gotta be. Oh, it's
Remember we
probably.
went through this, Tom?
Yeah, I think he is now because I put him on a couple of weeks ago when I don't know
Okay.
how he was getting them before.
I have no idea. We couldn't figure that out. Couldn't figure it out.
There's a couple on there that I don't know who they are. So
Okay, guys, we'll see you next week.
All right, Ron.
Okay.
Take care.
All
Thanks.
right, Dave.
Again, take care.
Take care.
Yeah. Yeah, now I have C. Fenimore at WGED.org.
QED.
Okay, whatever.
That
Doesn't look
might
like
be
a
a
Q to me,
problem.
but it's
Yeah,
pretty-
C. Fenimo at WQED.org.
right.
But you just added that a couple of weeks ago, right, Tom?
Yeah, I just added that a couple of weeks ago. Somewhere I found it, but I don't know how Chris was getting them before. But we thought he was just turning up like a bad nickel.
Okay, guys, well, I'm gonna let y'all go. Ken, good to see you again.
There you go, too.
Yeah. Good to see you, Ken.
See you.
Okay,
Ira.
guys.
Talk to you
See you all
later.
next
Dave.
week.
Yes.
See y'all the Friday
Guys,
before Mardi Gras.
David.
Yeah, Bill.
Take
Yeah.
care.
Thank you.
Thanks for manning it. We
No
appreciate
problem.
it.
Thanks, Wolf.
Talk to you guys later. Bye, Ken.
Bon
Right.
soir.
My partner.
Good to see you again. Ken, come back again. Okay.
Yeah. All
Good
right.
night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, Billy, you want Snake's thing or Snake wants yours?
I can sense if Snakes. What name is it under? Is it? I don't know his real name.
Uh,
I think you froze on me.
did
Oh
I?
no, you didn't. You just were looking.
I'm looking on the list trying to figure out where he is.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. His name is Ron Moermond. And his email is just msnake, rmsnake, rmsa. I'm sorry, let me start again. rmsnake at AOL.com.
God, people still use AOL. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that amazes me too.
Yeah. Anyway,
All right. Well,
I'll send him a link, and I'll send David a link directly too, because he probably won't figure out how to do that.
all right.
You know. Okay. All right.
Tell Bonnie hi.
Tell Miss Emily hi. We'll I'm gonna get all shot up on Monday. Be number one anyway.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So I
hoping
saw a thing. I was confused because I saw your thing today said you were in St. Louis.
Well, I was in St. Louis.
You had to Tom Wolfe, and they posted a picture of this young girl. And
Oh, she's in St. Louis. Yeah,
it's-
I
it's
took that a while ago.
Okay. Well, it's just the caption said Tom Wolfe in St. Louis. So I was thinking,
Oh, I screw up Facebook. I screw up that stuff all the time.
well, no, that was probably an old caption that I, just didn't.
No, it was it said location, and I was thinking that meant where the photo was from.
Oh, okay.
So I put St. Louis, but no, I wasn't there. That was somebody's. I had that picture of the little girl, and she just looked so cute.
Mm-hmm.
It
was family from St. Louis or something, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I said, well, Tom.
No, I'm not traveling. Emily won't let me do anything.
I didn't think so. I think I would have heard about that, but
yeah, nope.
Okay. All right.
All right. Take care, my friend.
Thank you, Tom. See you later.
Bye-bye.